Ja, herzlich willkommen zur neuen Ausgabe SI-Talk und heute, erster Tag, meine erste neue Story. Ich kenne die Firma quasi noch nicht, deswegen ist es ein Startinterview sozusagen und danach wird uns das dementsprechend erklären. Er ist ja auch schon relativ bekannt, er hat ja auch einen sehr schönen Background, kommt ja aus der Minenindustrie, war bei einer sehr, sehr erfolgreichen Story davor und die wird er uns jetzt einfach erklären. Nav, thank you to have time. I said in my German introduction, this is our start interview.
Absolutely.
That's a brand new story for us.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to explain us a little bit the story. But first, my first question is, you're coming from a very popular company, and you leave this company, I think, in February?
Yeah, this February, yeah.
And you joined this company. What was the reason why you...
Well, this company was actually spun out of my last company. So I was the founder back in 2009 of Bonterra Resources. And just this year when I acquired, late last year, I acquired another company. And while I was doing that transaction, I spun out. This was always in Bonterra. I spun this out. So this wasn't an RTO. This wasn't a shell. So for every 7 shares you had of Bonterra, I spun this out. As well, I spun out $7 million hard cash. Seeing that, junior companies, they get on something very, decent and they want to continue the exploration. Private placements get in the way. It's something that, that cycle starts. And I wanted to give Gatling, GTR on the TSXV, enough runway before I had to start that dilution machine. So we had enough capital here where we've been drilling consistently. And where this project is, so if we want to back up, this is just on the other side of the on the other side of the Quebec border in Ontario on the Cadillac-Larder Fault. It's one of the most prolific belts, with the Kerr-Addison mine being one of the biggest producers along that. And we're only 5 kilometers away. We combined the Chemainus, Fernland, and Bear Lake deposit. And what was very exciting and I guess a very good start for this company was in 2010, Goldfields did a $40 million option on the Bear Lake project. And in 2012, Goldfields changed their direction in the company just to focus on production. And so them focusing on production, they walked away from all their exploration. To our advantage, they walked away leaving us with just under $6 million worth of work, a resource of 917,000 ounces at 5.5 grams. So it's a very, very good start for us on this. Just recently, in the beginning of this year, we consolidated the last bit of the upper portion of our property package where we did a deal with Teck. They spent $2 million getting it drill ready. We acquired it from them, making them a partner in the deal in the sense of being a shareholder. We issued them 1.75 million shares. And so we've been very active, and this is what we do as a company in management style. We have the capital. We're not just sitting here showing you guys fancy maps. We'll show you those as well, but we are drilling. So we started off this year with a 10,000 meter drill program. Quickly, within 90 days, we upped that to 20,000 meters. And just recently, if you're looking at our news releases, we've upped that to 35,000 meters. So we're aggressive. And why is that? Why are we... The results that we're pulling out just, again, recently at depth on the Bear Lake deposit, 200 meter step out, we continue to show the continuity of this deposit. So with all 3 of these deposits, the Fernland, Chemainus, and Bear, they were all independently worked historically. And we consolidated that package to 4.5 kilometers of strike that we believe there's continuity between these 3 deposits. Now, it's easy for me to say, Joe, but again, us increasing our drill program is what's going to show it at the end of the drill bit. And further from that, so we do now have a drill running on the Cadillac-Larder Fault on the Bear deposit. Between the Bear and the Chemainus, we're adding a second rig as well with an increase of meterages. But we also, for the first time up in the Curvit is a property that we grabbed off of Tech. That's a continuation of the Upper Beaver trend. And that brings me to the next stage of this conversation is, why is it important for Gatling? Why is it important for your followers or investors to look at this? If you look and go through our presentation, we're the only junior that is to the east of Agnico Eagle's Upper Beaver and Upper Canada, which they call the Queenston Project, their largest exploration project within their company to date. And with this Curvit that I was just mentioning that we acquired off of Tech, it's never been drilled before. So we're really excited. We got a drill up there drilling away. So again, we're not, in the competitive nature of our business, we're not competing for dollars in this area. It goes Gatling and Eco-Eagle, and further down west, you'd find Kirkland Lakes, Macassa. So we're in a very prolific area, and we're very excited about the momentum that we're creating here. And again, we're just getting this story out there now. And hence why we're starting to see activity, and we've got an abundance of news that we want to continue giving to the investing community.
That was a good, really quick shot or overview about the company. Brings me to 2-3 other questions. You said these 3 independent projects.
Yes.
You think this is one big project. What is the gap between these different projects? Is this
right? So between each deposit, so like I said, we combined Fernland from Bear would probably be approximately 3 kilometers, and right in the middle of all that is the Chemanis. And Chemanis has actually got a head frame. It had old workings on it for development, not for exploration. Or sorry, not for production. They put levels in, just it was more of a bulk sampling program that they did there. So again, we've been left with a lot of extra work, and the amount of work that Tech and Goldfield did with soil sampling, rock sampling, and just their historical drilling that they did, and the condition that they left us with. We're one step ahead of the most.
So this means you have all the access to this data? So
Absolutely, and it is impeccable. As we spun this out, we had to update our 43-101, so that's been gone through again. And yes, absolutely. The core from 1990 is still sitting in a rack. You can go from the database right to the rack, and it's there.
Okay. So you say you updated the 43-101. You still have 970,000 ounces?
Yeah, 917,000 ounces at 5.5 grams inferred on the Bear Lake. And on the Chemanis, we just have over 40,000 indicated ounces sitting there.
Okay. With this drill program, do you think you can expand this resource, or is it not the plan at the moment? So you say we must drill more, and then we will expand it?
And that's a great question. So, everybody always wants to see what a resource looks like, a resource. We've established a good baseline here. We need to do some serious drilling here to add those ounces before we even mention or start talking about a resource calculation again. But in the meantime, we'll give everybody the coordinates to our drill holes so they can start modeling themselves as well and follow along suit. But we're quite a ways away from doing that update.
You say you spin out the company with 7 million hard cash. How much, after this drill program for 35,000 meters, how much money is left?
We'll probably be in around the $5 to $4 million range.
Okay, so that's mean for me that you don't need immediately cash.
That was the important thing here, is we're working within our means and getting that information. Why is this exciting to the investing community? So we really wanted to give that shot to the investors, current shareholders or new shareholders looking to invest. That opportunity and looking at us before, investing in a company that is moving, making strides. Our market capitalization right now is $30 million with a million ounces sitting in the ground, roughly. So I see a lot of upside for a lot of shareholders here.
You are also a market guy. You know the market very well. What is your general feeling about the gold market or cycle?
Well, my view is going to be a bit skewed on this, absolutely. But I'm a gold bug. And with, and again, am I an economist that can tell you, different ways of how people are calculating? I look at it this way in a general sense. When there's fear, when there's any kind of turmoil in this world, everybody does go to the precious metal. We've seen a good run here lately. We're looking for a bit of a retraction. It has retracted a bit, but I still see some big upside. Rooting for an $1,900 gold by the end of this year.
By the end of the year, well, I'm very optimistic.
Being optimistic.
Yeah. If you run a gold company, you must be optimistic for sure. I believe strongly on the gold price. We see the breakout when we have the breakout, the 1380s. Then we are still in the new cycle.
Exactly.
So, but also it's a little bit frustrating, especially for exploration company. Then the first move, what you see is going all to the majors. And all the money flows in. They have a good run, and the exploration company not. And I have an interview this morning, and they say, this run was not nice for us. Then everybody say, okay, I'll go out of the exploration company and going in this major, and later I come back.
Right.
So
and people need to be patient once again. That when we're seeing an uprise in the gold price, it always starts at the top at the producers, works its way down to the mid-tier producers, and into the exploration. We've got to understand that there needs to be a lot more exploration as mines are running to their full capacity or to their life of mine, that there needs to be new discoveries. And to kind of replenish what has already been that has been taken out of the ground. So again, I'm very optimistic, not just because, well, I guess I am a little skewed. I am in the exploration business, but I do see another cycle coming through where we will be rewarded.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Shareholder structure of the company. How many shares?
Yeah, right now, currently we have about 47 million shares outstanding. Currently trading at about the 50, 60 cent level. No warrants. This is very important for the shareholders to understand. There are no warrants. We did do a Canadian flow-through financing to protect the hard dollars. So sorry, I should have mentioned that off the top. We did a $3 million flow-through, but again, those were in tight hands where no warrants, and for the most part, that's been locked away. So again, for the investing community, you have a company with 47 million shares outstanding with no real overhang, and just drilling and drill results to be forthcoming.
Well, what are the bigger or any big shareholder groups involved?
We've taken our shareholder base that was in Bonterra and kind of moved them over. And then there's been a bit of some buying and activity in the marketplace where you've seen the generalists, you've seen some high net worths being accumulating in the marketplace.
Now, thank you for the first introduction to the company. Next time when I come over is, I think, in January. Hopefully we can do an update.
Absolutely, I'd love to.
Then we have a lot more drill results.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we can also... Oh, do you have so far some highlights by the drill results where they say, hey, look at this number, that's really great?
Well, I can refer to the last 3 news releases. Again, we've stepped out, hitting about, I believe the last news release that really caught people's attention was about 10 grams over 5 meters. And again, we just can keep expanding upon that. So we're going to be pretty robust with our news. We'll have lots to talk about in January.
Perfect. Sounds good. Ja, ein Startinterview, Gatling. Was ist die Story? Sie sind quasi in Quebec, den Cadillac Fold und so weiter, kennen wir ja alle. Also Quebec ist ja einer der großen kanadischen Provinzen, wo wahnsinnig viel produziert wird und auch exploriert wird. Und das Spannende ist, sie haben eigentlich 3 Projekte akquiriert, die sie meinen, sie gehören eigentlich zusammen, sind aber in der Vergangenheit immer selber oder von jemand anderen exploriert worden. Unter anderem von Goldfields oder Tech haben dort viel Geld investiert. Bei dem mittleren Projekt ist sogar ein Headframe drauf, der zwar nur für Exploration ist, nicht für Produktion, aber die haben dort schon wahnsinnig viel Geld investiert und sie haben Zugang zu diesen Daten und es gibt eine 43.101-Studie mit 970.000 Unzen. Gatling ist ein Spin-off sozusagen von Bonterra und er war ja der CEO von Bonterra bis zum Februar und hat dann Bonterra quasi verlassen und ist jetzt der CEO von Gatling. So, und sie haben zuerst einmal gestartet mit 10.000 Meter Bohrprogramm, haben es das erweitert auf 20.000 Meter Bohrprogramm, sind jetzt schon bei 35.000 Meter Bohrprogramm. Warum können sie viel bohren? Weil sie damals mit dem Spin-off auch 7 Millionen Hardcash mit ausgeschüttet haben. Das bringt mich zur Shareholder-Struktur. Sie haben 47 Millionen Aktien draußen, keine Warrants, haben eine Flow-Through-Runde gemacht. Flow-Through sind ja Aktien, die ausgegeben werden, wo quasi ein kanadisches steuerliches Recht eingesetzt wird. Sie können die Aktien höher ausgeben, weil die Käufer bei ihrer Steuer das dementsprechend gegenrechnen können und dadurch können sie mit einem höheren Ausgabepreis auch machen, aber sie müssen das Geld in Kanada investieren bei den Projekten und dadurch können sie auch das Cash ein bisschen schützen. Der Vorteil ist, dadurch kommt die ganze Dilution, wie er sagt, kommt ja eigentlich erst viel später und Sie wissen ja, Dilution ist nie so wirklich toll, Sie müssen es machen, weil Sie brauchen Geld zum Bohren, das ist ja schwer, das ist eine sauteure Exploration, aber Dilution ist auf der anderen Seite natürlich auch eine Verwässerung für den Aktionär und das ist natürlich nie gut. Sie haben super Bohrergebnisse bereits gehabt. Da habe ich gesagt, was war das so das Highlight der Bohrergebnisse? Er sagt, Sie haben ein Projekt schon um 200 Meter erweitert, durchschnittlich, glaube ich, 10 Meter mit 5 Gramm oder 5 Meter mit 10 Gramm. Ich weiß jetzt nicht mehr genau, was er gesagt hat. Ebenfalls gute Zahlen, sage ich mal, hochgradige Zahlen. Und wenn Sie das wirklich bestätigen können, dass es ein Gebiet ist, dann wird das extrem spannend, weil dann ist das natürlich auch wieder eine Sache, die danach für einen Major sehr interessant ist. Major ist ein gutes Thema, Kirkland Lake und Agnico Eagle ist in der Gegend ein paar Kilometer nur entfernt und daher sind sie natürlich auch in der richtigen Region und haben dann gleich einmal zwei so große Companies, die sicher auch nicht uninteressiert sind, ihr Projektgebiet oder zu erweitern. Was wir jetzt kriegen werden, ist ein Haufen Newsflow. Der Newsflow alleine von dem Bohrprogramm wird enorm sein. Und Newsflow das ist eigentlich die Basis, dass der Aktienkurs nach oben geht. Ich glaube, dass nun wenige Leute die Firma kennen und daher ist es echt eine interessante Sache. Hat mich echt interessiert, also wirklich eine spannende Story. Und schauen Sie mal drauf, Gatling Exploration.
That's correct.
Ja, WKN schreibe ich oben dazu. Tschüss und Baba, das war es aus September, 30. September 2019 aus Vancouver. Tschüss und Baba.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.